Hi, I'm Mike Easterling. Welcome to Columbia Matters. And on this month's show, we'll learn about CA's multicultural programs, 2015 summer camp programs, Columbia Archives' new MiniCourse, and we'll also check out what's happening over at the Columbia Arts Center, and Dr. Oken will tell us about the benefits of sauna therapy. I'd like to know about that myself. Now, first let's take a look at this month's episode of A Conversation with Milton W. Matthews.
Hello, Columbia, and welcome to this week's episode. I'm David Greisman. I'm here with Milton Matthews, the President and CEO of Columbia Association, and I'm here with Jane Demner, the Director of Planning and Community Affairs. I know that CA hosted Columbia Speak CA lessons back in October and recently finished a report. I have a question for both of you. What did CA learn and what happens now?
Well, 100 people came and we had more than 1,000 comments, and many of them were on wanting to be part of the community, wanting to learn more about CA and what we're doing, so improving our communications in essence. That was the main focus of a lot of the comments that we heard.
And I like the fact that we got information where the participants and others who provided us information like the setting, like that opportunity to have that exchange among themselves at small settings, but just the opportunity to have the input. And that was very important, and that's something that we plan to follow up on.
And so how do we plan to follow up on that?
Well, I can't say right now. We will be working with the board to determine how often we will have Columbia Speak CA listens. We haven't determined that. I doubt very much we'll do it annually, but we're going to do that, use that same format in the future, because it's a great opportunity for the residents and other stakeholders in the community to interact with CA, especially the board members.
And Jane, where can people see the report?
Oh, so the report has just been published, and it's on columbiaassociation.com/Columbia Speaks.
And Jane, what is CA going to do with the information that we learned?
Well, we've already taken some actions, and particularly on the website, we know that some of the shortcomings were too long to load. Some of the information wasn't easily accessible, too many clicks, so we were simplifying that. And also people wanted direct information about whatever they wanted, so now you can opt in for different kinds of information to come directly to you as a CA member and community member.
That's really good news. Jane Demner, thank you very much. And now we're going to talk with Erin McPhail. We'd like to welcome Erin McPhail, CA's Communications and Events Manager. Erin, in October we hosted Columbia Speaks CA Lessons, and at that event people said that they didn't know a lot about Columbia, but you are part of Excite Columbia, which teaches people about Columbia. What can they learn?
So pretty much Excite Columbia is CA's Citizens Academy, where people can come and they can get informed about CA, everything that we do, how we best serve the community. It's really it's a small group of people, about 15 to 20 people, and they come in. We have presentations from department heads, including Mr. Matthews comes and gives a presentation, and it gives you literally the ins and outs of everything that CA does.
And this is the fourth time?
This will be the fourth time coming up in March, yes.
And what have people said that they enjoyed about the program?
People really enjoy hearing from the department heads. I mean, I think they're really impressed that our department heads have came and took the time to speak to them and answer their questions. And I mean, we really get down to the nitty gritty of everything we do on an everyday basis. So they really do appreciate hearing and learning that.
And Erin, I know that there's a limited number of participants can be involved in the academy, but what are your ideas going forward on how we can better inform the residents about this opportunity being available to them?
With Excite Columbia, I mean, one day I would love for it to be something online that people could be able to do, down in the future. But right now, I mean, if it's in popular demand, which I hope it is, we can always host more coming up more frequently, or we can just host maybe even something smaller than a big, I mean, Excite Columbia is 6 weeks, so maybe we could do something smaller on like maybe a weekend thing to get people to come in to kind of get an overview of CA. I mean,
what's the time commitment for the
time commitment is 6 weeks. So
6 weeks, okay.
It's 5 weeks instructional, and then we kind of have like a little final presentation that goes on the 6 weeks. So it is a time commitment.
Do we do anything to make it a fun event?
Oh, it's definitely fun. We have games, we have prizes, we have like icebreaker activities. There's a lot of fun stuff that goes on there. I personally love the games because we have little buzzers. And
And so it's one night a week?
It is one night a week. It's on Tuesdays every week from 6:30 to 8:30.
I have a question for the both of you. Why is it important for the community to be informed and involved?
I mean, for my job, really that is my job, to inform the community of what CA does, you know, what our importance is here in Columbia, how we best serve the community, and I feel like people don't really get the chance to know how much CA does for them.
And for me is that Columbia has a history of having a very active and informed resident population, and so basically in order to do that and fulfill your civic responsibility, you have to get a knowledge base, and I think the Academy is a great first start for that.
All right, thank you very much. I'd like to thank this week's guests, Aaron McPhail and Jane Demner. Columbia, thank you very much.
To learn more about Excite Columbia, call 410-423-1891. Thanks, Milton and David. The Columbia Arts Center is one of Columbia's hidden treasures. Liz Hensey, the center's director, tells us more about programs, classes, and events.
Hi, welcome to the Columbia Arts Center. We're part of the Columbia Association, and we have something for everyone here and all ages. We offer classes year-round, art camp during the summer for kids. We have a number of middle school and teen programs, and we offer art parties for kids and adults. As you see, we have gallery shows rotating. We do youth shows with the Howard County Public School System. We have a wonderful watercolor show called H2O, Experiments in Watercolor. Coming up, we have our spring annual theme show, Blossoms of Hope, and this year's theme is Portraits and Profiles. And we do this with our partnership with the Howard County Tourism Blossoms of Hope. We're very excited about it, and just around the corner this spring, we are working with the Howard County Arts Council on a wonderful festival for the Long Reach Village called Art Reach. That will be on June 20th. We also have our wonderful fundraiser, Empty Bowls, coming up, where people can come and pick out a beautifully handcrafted bowl and enjoy an evening of entertainment and nice food. Empty Bowls will take place on October 3rd, 2015, so mark your calendars. Here is one of our brochures that features many of our programs. One of the things that makes the Arts Center so unique is our ceramics program. It is one of few around in the area, and we offer classes for all ages and all experience levels. We have ceramics for youth, teens, and adults, and we offer pottery, hand building, and sculpture. We also do a variety of different firings with all our different types of kilns. We have a variety of programs for kids, middle schoolers, and teens. The programs range from fun one-day workshops that are thematic, like for Valentine's Days or the holidays, all the way to really nice programs where they can paint, draw, learn how to portrait draw, and do ceramics. The Arts Center also offers the opportunity for people to rent our spaces. Many people rent this gallery as a backdrop for a wedding or a bridal shower. We also have a unique garden in the back of the Arts Center. We call it our Japanese garden, and we've had several wedding rentals in there. We also offer rentals to arts organizations throughout the area and families who may just want to have a party outside the home and use one of our studios. The Arts Center really prides itself on the community outreach it does in the area. We take some of our programs outside the facility into various senior centers, community centers, village centers, and we also do a wonderful program with the Youth and Teen Center called Art Attack that is held monthly with the Youth and Teen Center. One of the programs here that has really taken off in the past year is our Off the Beaten Path Gallery Tour Series. It runs once or twice a month, and we have a facilitator who takes a group of 10 people in the comfort of a driven van to various artist studios and small galleries around DC, Baltimore, and Howard County. One of our features here that we enjoy, and it's free of charge to people in the community, is our salon series. We have partnered with Little Patuxent Review for the past 4 years, and monthly, September through June, we offer free presentations. One of the popular attractions here is our gallery gift shop. It's very convenient to people in the community, and we have a variety of handcrafted, one-of-a-kind art for sale. Very affordable prices, and all the works are made by our teachers and our students. So it really showcases what we offer here in terms of our classes. We welcome you and encourage you to visit the Columbia Arts Center, located in Long Reach Village. And you're welcome to visit us at columbiaartscenter.org or call us at 410-730-0075. Columbia Arts Center, where art inspires.
Hey, Charlie, welcome to the show. Always good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Even though it's cold outside, camp season won't be far away.
Yes, it's right around the corner. We just started camp registration Monday, February 2nd. So we are off and running and taking registrations as they come.
So tell us a little bit about this year's camp sessions, camp programs.
Well, we have several different camp programs. We have over 18 camp programs this year, and we are offering camps for 1 and 2 week sessions. And the age range is from 4 to 15. So we have a variety of camps for everyone.
So how about before camp school, after care? Is that involved as well?
Yes, our camp times have changed. We've increased our camp times. We open from 8:30 to 4 for camp, and then we have extended care hours for people who need extended care. That's from 7 in the morning to 8:30, and also from 4 in the afternoon to 6 p.m.
So child can be there for almost a whole day enjoying the camp program.
Yes, sir.
And parents who drop their kids, they can feel rest assured because tell them about accreditation for our camps.
Yes, we are regulated by the state of Maryland, and we're also accredited with the American Camp Association.
Okay, what kind of sessions do you have there? What are some of the other things kids can get into as far as camp sessions?
Well, we have 1 and 2 week sessions, and we have several different camps that run for the full duration of the summer, the entire 8 weeks. And then we have some camps that only run for 4 weeks and some only run for 2 weeks. So you really have to check our information online at columbiacamps.org, or you can call and get a brochure.
This is why we're starting so early, let them know, because planning is really important, I imagine, for the family, for the parents. How about when does actually camp start?
Our camp season begins June 22nd, and we run until August 14th.
Okay, so good 8 weeks, good 2 months. Okay, anything new at camp this year, John?
Yes, we have a STEAM camp. This is for grades 3 to 5. This is a camp where they have swim lessons, and we have a lot of different activities. They have recreational swim as well. They go on various field trips, and they do some academics infused within the camp program. So it's a great new camp. We have revised the basketball camp. It's called Hoop Drills and Skills. So we're trying to get a basketball camp where they are doing more activities and teaching them more of the basics and the fundamentals of basketball, as well as having fun.
How can parents register this year, Charlie?
They can register. They can go online at columbiacamps.org, and they can download the registration form, or they can register online. You also can send the registration in to our camp department, or you can fax it in at 410-715-3061.
That's everything they need to know. Charles Thomas here from Columbia Association Summer Camp Program. And Charlie, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Okay, see you next year. Columbia Association offers international exchange programs for teens and adults. Valerie Montague, chair of the International and Multicultural Advisory Committee, has more on these programs.
Columbia Association offers a wide variety of international programs to the community. I guess the signature program would be the High School Exchange that's been going on for 35 years. Students from Howard County and Columbia go to Tres Cantos, Spain, and our other sister city, Cergy-Pontoise, France. They stay for 2 weeks with host families, and then they host students from those countries for 2 weeks. So it's a great program. But in addition to the high school exchanges, CA also offers exchanges for adults. So we've had cuisine exchanges to France where adults go there and then the French adults come here and learn about cooking in each country as well as doing some touring and just becoming more culturally aware. There are language cafes held the fourth Wednesday of every month in Wegmans on the second floor in their community room where native speakers of about a dozen different languages host different tables, and people just come and have conversations with them. It's not a language lesson, it's more of a language conversation. So people who want to practice their German or their Hindi or their Spanish or their French or whatever it is can come and do that. The Columbia Association also offers Culture Fests in collaboration with the library system. So the next Culture Fest will be focused on the nations of South America and will be held April 26th at the Miller Library. We've done Culture Fest for nations in Africa, nations in Southeast Asia, and others. So it's a way to get a sense of different cultures without actually doing the long distance travel. The Culture Fests have tables set up where people from each of those nations will display art, things about the culture of those different nations. So they'll dress in traditional clothing, they'll have things, artwork, they'll have language, there's music, there's dance at each of these, sometimes there's food, and they're a lot of fun and they're free to the public. Now, coming up soon will be the World Food Passport Program. We'll have restaurants from a variety of different areas of the world. You'll be able to go and take your passport to a restaurant, order something to eat there, get it stamped, and if you get a certain number of stamps, then you can get prizes from CA. So we're launching that. We hope to launch that in March, and it'll be fun, it'll be exciting, it'll be a way to explore different cultures without even having to leave Howard County. Columbia has 3 sister cities. The first one, which we twinned with 37 years ago, is Cergy-Pontoise, France. 25 years ago, Columbia became a sister city to Tres Cantos, Spain, and we'll be celebrating that anniversary later this year. The third sister city, which became established in 2012, is with Tema, Ghana. We are now also in discussions or in the planning stages of possibly having another sister city, Cap-Haitien, in Haiti. We were thrilled last November to have a ceremony, a signing ceremony, where the mayor of Tema came, the regional director, which is sort of like their governor, a number of business leaders, and they signed an official document with Milton Matthews representing Columbia. We took them to DC so they could see the White House and so forth. They had a great time here, and we were very pleased to have them. CA offers a wide variety of opportunities for people. There are people from a number of different cultures here. So this actually is the set of programs that enables people from other nations to know that CA is here for them too. That CA cares about their cultures and wants to help celebrate their cultures, whether it's the language cafes held every 4th Wednesday at Wegmans, where you can come and just practice the language of your choice, or whether it's the culture fests, again, in collaboration with the library, where you can learn a bit about a different culture from people who are proud to be a part of that culture, or whether it's the high school exchange or the cuisine exchanges. CA is offering us a chance to really become world citizens and to become more aware of the world around us, a lot of which is right here in Columbia. CA has a number of volunteers who work with the program manager for international programs. So there's an International and Multicultural Advisory Committee, which I happen to chair, that assists with all of these programs that I've described. So if you're interested in international programs, if you're interested in learning more about what Columbia does in terms of its international posture, join the committee. If you want to learn more about international programs, any of the ones I've described, you can go on CA's website, or you can contact the program manager, Laura Smith, at laura.smith@columbiaassociation.org.
Thanks, Valerie. The Columbia Festival of the Arts has some new changes that we will be excited about. We took our cameras to the festival offices to learn about what goes on behind the scenes to plan the festival for each year.
The Columbia Festival of the Arts history is really closely connected to the history of Columbia itself. When Columbia celebrated its 20th birthday in 1987, it was a celebration of the arts called Hail Columbia that brought together businesses and community leaders and arts organizations to celebrate everything that made Columbia really special. Following that event, it was decided by these same community and business leaders that there should be an annual event celebrating the arts and entertainment and everything that's wonderful about Columbia. And so the Columbia Festival of the Arts began. The first Columbia Festival of the Arts event was a 3-day weekend held at Merriweather Post Pavilion that featured the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra. Since then, the festival has grown and expanded and changed a lot over the last 28 years since its founding. Over the decades that followed, the Columbia Festival of the Arts grew to be a 16-day festival that started in June with a kickoff at the Columbia Town Center lakefront, right on the shore of Lake Kittamaqundi. I think that the Columbia Festival of the Arts really embodies everything that James Rouse had in mind when he began Columbia in the 1960s. The festival is a really special place where you can see people of all ages, ethnic groups, different cultural backgrounds all come together and celebrate the arts and what it means to live in Columbia.
A lot of work goes on behind the scenes to get ready. We start planning almost as soon as the last festival ended. We start looking at art to present. We have to figure out if we can present them, if it's physically possible. They have to be scheduled in. It's very, very important for us to give the artistic quality that the designers had dreamed and that they expect and that the people want to see. So we never cut corners. We give every show 100% attention to detail. We create the best possible thing we can. We're in a high school theater, but it's the finest high school theater in the country, I think. And we get you the best art we can. And for me, that's what's really important, is presenting really good art that people usually don't get to see.
One of the greatest things about the festival is that it really encompasses all variety of art forms. We do visual arts, performing arts, and music, dance, theater, spectacle events. There's something for everyone with the festival, and that's really what we're committed to. We try to have free events, ticketed events, and master classes and workshops with top-notch performers, and all for a ticket price that costs a lot less than what you'll see in Baltimore or Washington, D.C. A lot of people think that the Columbia Festival of the Arts staff are only seasonal, that what we do is just happens for the summer months, that we're getting started now and we make the summer happen and then we go away for several months. We are actually here all year round. We are fundraising, we're planning, we're meeting with different community partners to bring the festival to life.
We're able to put on a festival like this through so many friends, and without those friends we could not do a festival like this. It starts with the Rouse Foundation, the Columbia Association, the state of Maryland, the Howard County Arts Council, a lot of privately owned businesses, banks, individuals. It's a huge group effort, and we're lucky to be in a community like this that can support such an arts festival. Well, I think the greatest thing that I found when I started last summer was a staff and a board that was really game. What I proposed is that, and eventually they supported it unanimously, was that we go from 3 weekends a year done in the summer to 4 festivals a year done seasonally, fall, winter, spring, and summer. All weekend long, and with very specific themes. I mean, every festival will now be a weekend long. So typically we've done 16 days in June, and that'll go down to 3 days in June of 2016. It'll still be at the lakefront. Many events will still be free. It'll still have that cool outdoor kickoff to summer feel. It'll be shorter, but there will be another one around the corner the following October. For this year, we're going to do a 3-day spring festival, and then the summer festival is going to feel a lot like festivals in the past, where it'll take place mostly over 3 weekends, but it'll be sort of the prime time events, Friday, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon sort of thing. But that'll change pretty quickly thereafter. I think the best thing a festival like this can do is accurately reflect the community. And I think Columbia, as I'm finding, I'm a newcomer to Columbia, but I'm finding that it's affluent, it's interested, it's culturally curious. I think it wants to be educated, it wants to be entertained. Certainly one of the very first tenets that Jim Rouse laid out is that we have to have fun. As citizens of this town, we have to have fun. And I hope people come and notice some differences, but also realize that it's the same festival they've always loved.
Now, we want to thank Todd and his staff for giving us a sneak peek at what goes on behind the scenes of these festivals. Columbia Archives' MiniCourse, Creating Columbia, takes place this month. Barbara Kellner has more.
Columbia will be celebrating its 50th birthday in 2017, but the history of Columbia dates back to probably 1962, maybe a little bit before that, because it began with the idea, and it began with the land purchases, and it began with the planning. Since November 1962, which is the 50th anniversary of the first land purchase, the Columbia Archives has been charting what happened 50 years ago. And this series of exhibits and lectures continues. This year, we're marking the 50th anniversary of the actual presentation of the Columbia Plan, which happened in November 1964. And we'll be talking a lot about that presentation, and it really started the process of building Columbia and getting the buy-in from the people in Howard County. There's also an exhibit at the archives that documents the same time frame, and I hope you will come to visit that at the Columbia Archives. The MiniCourse continues with tracing the work that went on after the presentation of the plan up until the passage of the zoning in August 1965. As you can well imagine, this was a very, very busy time. All kinds of Rouse Company employees, architects, planners, engineers, all kinds of consultants, people from various fields, talked about the optimum of development. Some of the more interesting pieces that I've been really researching have to do with the passage of zoning, a new kind of zoning that would allow Columbia to develop. We're going to talk about libraries. How is it that we have one of the most successful libraries in the United States? The history of Howard County Library is very much tied to the history of Columbia. We'll also be talking about culture and arts and how that came to be, because all of these pieces are what made Columbia happen. And so much work went into this, and there's so much detail to explore. There's also the role of Jim Rouse. Where was he in all of this? What was he doing? He wasn't an architect or a planner, but he had a great mind that brought everything together. So what was he doing during all this time? What did his schedule look like? Who was he talking to? We're going to explore all of that. That's the third segment of my 3-course mini-course. I invite you to attend the course that is at Slayton House at 2 p.m. I also invite you to the archives to come explore on your own.
Thanks, Barbara. Hey, did you know that sweating is one of the body's most natural ways to eliminate toxins? Dr. Oken has more on the benefits of sauna therapy.
When we sit in a sauna, our heart rate goes up, our blood vessels dilate, and we sweat. Sweating can be wonderful if you have arthritis, if you have fibromyalgia, if you're very deconditioned. In fact, sitting in a sauna for 3 minutes and increasing it incrementally by 3 to 5 minutes every couple of days is actually a good workout. And most people report after they've done some sauna therapy, they sleep better, they move better, and they feel better. Your skin is the largest organ of your body and serves many important roles, just like other body organs. Sweating really helps your body. Sweating maintains proper temperature and keeps you from overheating. It allows us to expel toxins, and it supports proper immune function. In fact, our sweat contains a compound called dermacidin, which actually has antibacterial and antiviral properties. Sweating helps clean our pores. It helps eliminate blackheads and helps with acne. Most people have between 2 and 4 million sweat glands, and the number of such sweat glands will help you determine, in some part, how much you sweat. Women generally have more sweat glands than men. Men tend to be more active and produce, however, more sweat. It's not only sweating accompanying exercise, but sweating from just heat has worldwide traditions. So initially, when you start in the sauna, I recommend you spend no more than 3 to 5 minutes there. Make sure you replace your fluids after you're in the sauna. Then you can increase the time you spend into your sauna up to 30 minutes. The same is true in the steam room. Another great opportunity to get a good sweat is hot yoga, which we have at the Haven. So get a good sweat. This has been Health with Dr. Harry Oken.
Now, to learn more about Columbia Association, please visit columbiaassociation.org. And you can view past episodes of this program at youtube.com/CATV channel. To view the March copy of the CA Monthly, visit camonthly.org. Stay connected to us on CA's social media sites. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next month.